So, good day, everyone. So, for the continuation of the topic fusion of arts, the classical and musical films. So, I am Rowena Paradero from the SED Filipino, and I am here to continue the report. Okay, so the sixth one of the fusion of arts, classical and musical films is the Piano Concerto Number 2 Allegro Opus 102. So, it is by Dmitri Shostakovich, composed in 1957. So it's a vibrant and playful piece written as a gift for his son, Maxim Shostakovich. Unlike many of uh, Shostakovich's works, darker and more intense works, this concerto is a cheerful and engaging, featuring lively themes and virtuosic piano passages. So the first movement, Allegro, is energetic, combining bold rhythms with intricate melodic exchanges between the piano and the orchestra. So the second movement, Andante, shifts to a lyrical, deeply expressive melody, creating a beautiful contrast with its soft, melancholic tone. So the final movement, Allegro, is light-hearted and dynamic, so filled with fast-paced runs, syncopation, and triumphant ending. Though Shostakovich himself considered it an insignificant work, it has remained a favorite among audiences for its accessibility, charm, and brilliant musical storytelling. So the seventh one, we have the Carnival of Animals. So it is a humorous musical suite composed by Camille Saint-Saëns in 1886. So it consists of 14 movements, each representing a different animal through playful and imaginative orchestration. So some of the most famous sections include the Swan, a graceful salo solo, and the Royal March of the Lion, which features both piano tremolos and majestic string melodies. So Saint Saëns originally intended the piece for private performances lang, but fearing it because she feared it would harm his reputation as a serious composer. But it was published posthumously in 1922 and quickly became one of his most beloved works. So the eighth one, we have The Sorcerer's Apprentice. So The Sorcerer's Apprentice is a famous symphonic poem composed by Paul Dukas in 1897. So it was inspired by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's 1797 ballad of the same name. So the story follows a young apprentice who, eager to avoid manual labor, enchants a broom to fetch water for him. However, lacking the knowledge to stop the spell, the broom continues its task uncontrollably, leading to the chaos until the sorcerer returns and restores order. So Dukas' composition brilliantly captures the mischief and escalating tension of the tale through playful woodwinds, dramatic crescendos, and rhythmic repetition, so making it one of the most recognizable pieces in classical music. So it gained widespread popularity after being featured in Disney's 1940 film Fantasia, where Mickey Mouse portrays the apprentice in a visually stunning adaptation. So the ninth one is Pomp and Circumstances Marches 1, 2, 3, and 4. So uh, these Pomp and Circumstances Marches 1, 2, 3, and 4 are a series of orchestral marches composed by Edward Elgar. So between 1901 and 1930. So the first four marches, number one in major D, number two in A minor, number three in C minor, and number four in G major. So these are among the most famous, with March number one. So being particularly well known for its triumphant melody, often associated with graduation ceremonies. So each march showcases Elgar's mastery of orchestration, blending majestic themes, bold breaths, fanfares, and sweeping strings passengers. So passages, I mean. So the first march features the iconic Land of Hope and Glory theme, while the second is more sober and introspective. The third has a dramatic and intense character, and the fourth is bright and celebratory, resembling the grandeur of the first. So these marches remain widely performed and celebrated for their patriotic and ceremonial qualities. So the last one is the Firebird Suite, or the Firebird Suite 1919 version. So the Firebird Suite 1919 version is an orchestral suite by Igor Stravinsky. So it was adapted from his 1910 ballet, The Firebird. Firebird. So the suite condenses the original ballet into a more accessible concert piece while maintaining its vivid orchestration and dramatic storytelling. So the music follows the Russian folk tale of Prince Ivan, who enters the enchanted realm of the evil sorcerer Chao. Koschei. So, with the help of the mystical firebird, Ivan defeats Koschei and frees the captive princesses. So, Stravinsky's score blends lush harmonies, dazzling orchestration, and rhythmic intensity, showcasing his early mastery of composition. So, the 1919 version is the most widely performed, featuring movements such as the introduction dance of the firebird, round dance of the princesses, Infernal Dance, Berceuse, and Finale. So it simplifies the original ballet's orchestration while preserving its magical and dramatic essence. So that would be all for the topic of fusion of arts, the classical and musical films. And thank you everyone for listening.